Let's get everybody in the room. Where we go. All right. Come on in. Fantastic. I love all the happy smiley faces as they're coming in, Johan. Like all the little images of people and then they turn into videos. So great to see. Hey, everybody. Great to see you. Thank you so much for jumping in. This is going to be a great fun session. We have one of our superstar rock star special guests for you. Big fan of this guy. We're going to bring him in with some noise in just a second. As everybody's coming in, hey everyone, drop into the chat, say hi, let us know that you can hear us. We've got Roar in the house, Eden's here, Warren's here, Gabe Ross is here. Did you get that video we sent you, Gabe? Warren, I've got a video coming out for you soon as well. Jeff, John's in the house, Jonathan, Judy, Ken, Droz, our hero here, Leo, great to have you with us. Mark's in the room, Michael, Omar, man, this is amazing. Rafa's in the house, fantastic. Randall,
Wow.
Ryan, Tina. Wow, this is such a star-studded room, you guys. We must have something special for you. This is it must be an important day, Johan.
This is what happens when you get Superman on a call. Everyone
Right?
wants to jump.
Stop. Stop it.
Let's bring in our special guest. This gentleman is nothing short of a genius. Not only that, he's an incredible human and runs one of the most impressive companies that I've come across in my last 10 years online. He is somebody who has actually studied AI at the helm of Boeing. He's now headed up multiple companies and just done his first raise towards a public listing and an incredibly successful raise in that as well. All of that's great, but what actually is in the trenches is, in my mind, even better. We're seeing something from this gentleman, and again, I want to build him up incredibly. The company that he's created is a company called CloseBot, and this is a 24/7 booking system using AI conversationally that just works hand in glove with the White Label Suite lead system, with GoHighLevel, and soon to be with multiple unlimited other platforms as well. The reason we brought Bryce onto the call is this. You can generate leads to your heart's content with the White Label Suite program. We've been doing that for 4 years. But then for your clients, for the people that you're working with, for yourself, it's being able to connect those leads with AI-based conversation and get them booked into a calendar or sold on your system with zero human interaction. And nobody in this space is doing it better than CloseBot, including GHL themselves. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on as well. When I asked Bryce why he went down a specific pathway with his technology the last time we caught up, he started his answer by saying, well, other than quality, and I said, there is no other than quality. What Bryce does with CloseBot and the team over there is quality first. And the difference between what he's created and anything else on the market is chalk and cheese. So, as you can see, I'm a huge fanboy. This technology has made a massive difference to our business and our lives and the systems that we're selling. I introduce Bryce Dor. Bryce, you are a legend, mate. Thank you so much for jumping on.
Thank you so much for having me. Likewise, I mean, you guys know this because you're in the community. White Label Suite is amazing, and these are incredible humans that you have leading you. Their product
Thank you,
is
man.
fantastic and really the origin. CloseBot is the brain behind qualifying your leads, but you need an origin. You need leads to plug into it. And we'll talk about that in a little bit, how these two really are married together. But thank you. Yes, my name is Bryce. For those of you who haven't met me, I used to work at Boeing doing AI software development there. Got out of Boeing to do real estate. Found that I didn't like doing real estate sales, and I was always finding my way trying to do AI projects. One of them ended up being the first iteration of what is now CloseBot today. So, built by someone who has done sales for people that need high quality sales agents. That's where we are today. So, can I share my screen?
I love you too, mate. Absolutely love you too.
Okay, lovely. So, guys, all of you know the high level ecosystem. So, we're going to compare those two briefly. A lot of you are thinking, there's the AI employee and high level, there's this CloseBot thing. How are they different and which one should you pick? I broke it down as simply as I could. With high level, you have, and with other platforms, you have this big text area typically, and that remains constant. So you put all of your complex instructions in there for the AI. A message comes in, it runs it against this huge prompt, and a message comes out, as we see here. But the goal for this example is maybe to get the person's name first, but you have so much other junk in there that it's hard to control. It tends to forget more often to do the things you put in place just because there's so much there that it's trying to remember. Now compare that with how CloseBot works. We have a drag and drop builder that is changing the instruction dynamically that the AI has, and it keeps it more focused on what it's supposed to do and in what order. You'll also notice that I'm showing this broken into two messages, whereas the high level one is one. We focus on little things like this that make it feel a little bit more human, that really makes a big impact when you go to put this into production, talking with real live humans.
To put that into context, when I was testing which chat system we were going to go with, Bryce. So, and again, guys, we're huge fans of GHL, as you know. We're just,
Me too.
there's a difference between being a huge fan and wanting, pinpoint accuracy. Like everything that we do is still built on GHL. But as a side by side test, Bryce, literally when we started going with CloseBot, I think I've told you this before. I was testing GoHighLevel's chat response and versus all of the other chat systems that we were evaluating. And side by side against CloseBot, I was communicating and I said, I think it's a bit too expensive on my chat message. And the bot from GHL responded, sorry to hear that. Let us know if you change your mind. The bot from CloseBot responded with, oh, that's interesting. Considering your lead value, don't you think it'd be worth exploring other options? And I went, dude, the difference between a flat response and reasoning is massive. And again, I'll get into tech talk all day, but Bryce will probably show you later on the hundreds of micro prompts that sit behind the responses of CloseBot make that happen. And that's flat why we say
Exactly.
we're like just big fans, because we understand that there's a heck of a lot of work that goes into making a system respond with empathy and understanding and reasoning and getting that client towards an objective. So that's like you can see it on a screen, two messages versus one, but when you experience as a client and you want your person to buy something from you, it makes a lot of difference that the CloseBot system is driving towards an objective with reasoning. So sorry, I just wanted to jump in there.
No, absolutely. And I think I tend to brush over that just because it's the norm for me now.
Right? You believe so. But for everybody else using it, it's amazing.
I dropped a link in the chat. I dropped two on accident. Use the second one. They may both work. Use the second one. Go ahead and click that. Um, the best way to get a feel for this is to experience it. So this is the bot we use to run our demo calls. It is a gym that we made, and it's operating off of the objectives we see here. It's supposed to get someone's name, updating the contact name, their reason for joining the gym, their email, and ultimately book them in for an appointment. So you can go here, engage with this here, and see for yourself. I do want to call too, see the three dots that everyone wants. You guys are probably using this with texting, email, WhatsApp. Some of you are using AI with live chat. Just know that we are right now one of the only ones that can do the three dots thing. That is not native to high level. That's something we
Seems like such a
recently
small thing, but
implemented.
it makes a difference, right? It's just like
Right,
like
right.
the thing that people hate the delay. Like it's like there's a 6 second delay between the response. Dude, how fast can you type with your thumbs, really? But people hate the delay. But what makes the delay go away is the little three dots. It's like, they're
Yes,
responding. It's so nice.
yes. So here we see the first objective is name. It's really trying to get name. And what makes CloseBot nice is you're dragging and dropping to fill out this script that it's accountable to. It's so controllable versus the big prompt, and you're just really crossing your fingers, hoping that it remembers to stick to what it's supposed to do. So if I came in here and said, what's your pricing? Again, calling to attention, the three dots is going to show up. Super helpful. these three dots right here, Nick, to let you know that it's thinking. So, like I said, it is on name. We really don't want to engage this contact anymore if we're not willing to get the name. So it's really important that it does this. The way most agents will handle this, if you continue to ask questions about pricing, about calendars, it's ultimately going to forget it was ever supposed to get the name, and it might go off talking about trying to book an appointment when we don't have their name, we don't have their email, their reason for wanting to join the gym, these things that were really important for you to gather. It forgot to do that. CloseBot doesn't forget to do that. So go ahead and engage with that. That'll give you a feel for it.
And while you do, I know I'm again, I'm hijacking you, mate. By now you're used to that, so I do apologize there. So,
I love it.
guys, and again, on the techie side, what I'm talking about is the hundreds of micro prompts that sit behind the reasoning and all that kind of stuff. So this is one of our live conversations that's working at the moment. And what we see is somebody said, can you email me back some info or something? I'll have a team member. So but what happens in the background is so interesting here. There's logs of exactly the different information that's going through. There's a whole structure as to why this response has happened the way it has. There's a whole what's being sent back in the system, and then the summary of exactly what information was used to create that, the library of where it's come from, the context, the user, the summary, the result, all right, and all of this work that goes behind the scenes that means the bot responds accurately every single time. And again, the ability for us to be able to see that, and you've got to make this response better thing in the system. The You're talking about the name objective there, Bryce. What I love as well is that you can limit that. So, it's like, um, tell me your name so I know who we're talking to. But you can also say only ask for that a certain amount of times. And this is really great because you don't want the bot to just get stuck on. So tell me your name. Tell me your name. So who am I talking to? What name? Who am I dealing with? At some point, you want it to go, okay, cool. The guy's not going to give me his name. It's all good. No worries. So you can actually limit
Yeah.
those responses as well, which is amazing.
Yeah. Here, max attempts set for 2, for example, for the reason for wanting to join the gym. Hey, we got someone's name and email. If they're not willing to give us the reason for wanting to join the gym, that's cool. They obviously want to come. Book the appointment anyway. That's what he's talking about. We have the max attempts for that one set to 2. So it'll skip it after if they won't give an answer after a couple times. Now, he's referencing something a little more technical that I love. Some of you guys probably love. What makes this different? When you look under the covers, let's look at this response, for example. This is you guys live, first of all. So if I click this, I can see all of the different prompts that are run to finally come up with the last response. Compare this to a typical AI agent that just has one prompt. Message comes in, cycles through the prompt, message goes out. We are using a bunch of micro agents that go out and do different things. They may gather things from the website that you uploaded or a document that you uploaded. They'll look at your objectives. They look at the past conversation history. They look at the current message to see if it's an aggressive contact or someone who's happy to be there or potentially spam. And it's deciding how to craft this final message based on all of those things. All those agents come together with their notes and then send the message after all that's done. So that's why we get a lot better quality. And this is kind of how our brain works too. When Walt says something, I am thinking about all these different things and how they connect with what I'm talking about. And I collect all those notes and then I give a response. So it's more human-like in that
Yeah,
way.
it's not just, it's never, communication's never flat. You take into account your own scenarios, your own feelings on a subject. And this micro prompt strategy that Bryce has built behind the scenes with CloseBot has that same, okay, so they said this, but I've got this in my knowledge base and I'm programmed to say that, and this is what I'm trying to achieve. Therefore, taking all of that into account, I should respond like this. And it's such an amazing way to see a conversation built using an AI framework to deliver that. That's why it delivers such better, more engaging results.
Absolutely. Yes. Let me go into, why. So there's a whole bunch of buzz, which I'm flattered by in the high level community. Sean Clark himself has said that they are coming out with objectives, and they're implementing things that the third party systems have sometime in Q1. Uh, that's amazing. I love to be directly called out as the goal for high levels AI. Um, really flattering. I must say that they are marching down their roadmap of development, thinking that we're here. But really, and you've alluded to this, we've been working for a year and a half on the V2 of our product that is a full replacement of the V1. All V1 paid users will also get access to the V2. They'll get access before new people that are not paid users. And that is all the way over here. So there's a lot of progress happening behind the scenes that we've been quiet about with extra features and capabilities that they don't even know exists yet. This drops end of Q1, and we're extremely excited about this, and you guys want to be a part of it. And this will make it even easier for us to integrate with tools like White Label Suite, which you guys know and love. I mentioned
Can't
how
wait.
we are really married together. Maybe you can expand a little bit on that, how you guys have
Yeah.
used your multi-bot system to help your customers.
Yeah, thank you, man. It is such a marriage because, um, as we said, like White Label Suite has a leads tool that you guys get to brand as your own. You get to sell it, and that going out to a client is great. You say, "Hey, Mr. Client, I can, find these leads for you." The client goes, "Amazing," but now you can also say, using a multi-bot framework, we can not only find those leads, but we can communicate with those leads with AI in real time. Let me show you. So we go leads, those leads go into GHL. From GHL, the communication happens via CloseBot, and we're moving a client along these objectives. So let me show you guys what I mean, because I think the biggest the biggest wow factor for me here, Bryce, was understanding that if we can not only generate a lead, but then the AI knows who that contact is before the conversation even begins. That is incredible. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So guys, this is
Yeah,
our
do
leads
it.
tool. This is our leads tool. As for those of you who have been around White Label Suite for a while, you know this. You can brand it as your own. So this is our white label dashboard, but you will have your own branded dashboard on your own domain. But this is our leads tool. Part of this is we can search for different people, we can search for companies and data and influencers, etc. So let me just show you a result. So
Does
here's
everyone see
a
your screen? Here, let
yeah.
me, I
Is
think
my
I'm the
screen
only one.
showing?
There we go.
Yes,
I
Cool.
see
Okay,
it
yes.
now.
great. All right, great. So here's the result of us doing a search. We've looked for coaches or real estate agents or something like that, and we've got all the data, all the details. But then we kick AI into gear and we say, hey, so this looks like an ideal company for me. All right, go and tell me a little bit more about them, because if I'm going to be approaching them, I want to know about them before I communicate. But here's the cool thing. The AI does the communication, and using CloseBot, it knows who that client is. So AI does a little bit of research, says this is who they are, this is what they've done, this is the business that they're in. And when we send this information over to our CRM system, so we say, okay, cool, let's send this over straight into our CRM. So I'll send it to, let me send it to this one, send it across to our CRM system. So it's going over to GHL right now. Okay. So over in GHL land, let's have a quick look and we'll grab that contact. Can't remember who it was, but we'll grab that contact. And all of that AI information is now inside of our GHL record. So let's jump over here. Boom. So there's that person that we just sent across a few seconds ago. All right. Now I'm not going to text Jordan because I haven't got Jordan's permission to send a text. The structure that we run, and I'll cover this with you guys. The structure that we run is we get Jordan to respond. So here's all the information. Where are we? Coming down. We've got AI generated info. All of our AI stuff comes into a custom field. So without boring you guys to tears, what we do then inside of CloseBot is we get CloseBot to reference that custom field in its conversations. And I'll show you what I mean without being too geeky. And again, this is one of the things that I love about CloseBot is that it picks up any information from GHL via a custom field. Now, let me show you what I mean. Again, without being too much of an idiot, this tech idiot, I'm a geek, right? So this particular objective here, refer to the known information of the person, right? Use the information in that custom field that the AI has created. So the AI has done a research on this customer, put it into the CRM, and now what happens is when we have this conversation with the client, we end up with, and let me see if I was doing a test with somebody yesterday, we end up with the business knowing, and let me just do the AI knowing exactly who this person is when it's communicating with them. I'll see if I can do this screen share. So this was me. I pretended my name was Grigory and communicating with the AI. Oh, I need to lock my phone so you guys can see this. Connecting. All right. So, hey, Grigory, thanks for downloading our report. So again, guys, remember, big red warning flashing light. Don't text people without their permission. So in this scenario, somebody's come to our site, they've downloaded something. Yes, sure. Send me my free information on AI tools or whatever it is. And it says, hey, what kind of leads are you looking for? I'm looking for insurance leads. Can you help me? And I go, thanks. How do I find leads? Okay. Now, 15 seconds delay probably on the reply here. But we'll find that the AI already knows about me and my business and all of that information that the AI research has done. So, guys, and let me just, I'll let that reply in just a second. But here's my piece, right? Instead of being a two-dimensional conversation, they say this, I say this, you say this, I say that. This is a three-dimensional conversation because the AI, underline this word, has context. The AI in this conversation has context. It knows who it's talking to because that research has been done. So now, great question. With Personify, leads is straightforward. Our AI scans various scenes. What's your preferred method for outreach, etc.? This system now has understanding of who I am, what my business does, and the communication has context. So again, easy to say, maybe not, but easy to say, hard to do. But these two systems together, leads, researched, communicated with AI with objectives and context, is mind blowing. Because now you can literally, and this is the piece about white label, right? You can white label CloseBot. You can have an agency account for CloseBot. You've got an agency account for GHL. You can sell a complete multi-bot system to an end user. You can go to a client and you can say, let me find the leads for you. Let me put them into a CRM. Let the CRM communicate. Let AI with context talk to that person and find out exactly how you can move them towards an objective of sale or book in with your sales team and qualify them, etc. Just again, huge fan, huge fan.
It's amazing. It's amazing how it works, especially with all that context. And that's where the true power comes in. With the context that you guys at White Label Suite plug into these bots, makes it able to have much more enriched, engaging conversations and drastically increases the conversion when it's trying to get that other information from the contact.
Right.
I'm going to go into, because some of these people may not have seen CloseBot before. I'll just quickly go into some of the other features we have to make it super easy to deploy these expert level AI agents quickly and easily. We have a couple different tabs up here with different settings. This response delay, seconds, for example, adds additional delay if you are doing email or texting, for example, and you feel that it's responding too fast. You could say, hey, wait an additional 30 seconds or whatever. You can have it include typos at a certain percentage of the time. For example, for this demo one, some of you guys may have received a typo where it spells something wrong and then will send a star with the correct spelling immediately afterwards. The percentage of time you want it to break up big messages into smaller messages. And then we have all these little settings that are super helpful over here, like the ability for the bot to turn off if you're sending a manual message. So this means if the business owner went into their account or even just texts in response from the app on their phone, it would automatically shut the AI off so that the person's not responding and the bot, and then the person's all confused. We don't have any of that, and it's as easy as a toggle for us. We also work with both Anthropic and OpenAI. Most of our users now use Anthropic, but it's totally up to you. They have a little bit different styles. Anthropic is about a third the cost of OpenAI right now, too. And not only that, but you can drag the order around so that if Anthropic has downtime, you're still in business, it'll fall back to OpenAI and vice versa. Right now, super easy to integrate, takes just a couple minutes to set up. And with the White Label Suite system, you just message our support if you want us to copy their bots into your account. And then you can just click to add accounts to bots. A single bot can be connected to multiple accounts. So if you have 20 different sub accounts and 4 bots, you can connect those 4 bots to all 20 accounts. And it's able to orchestrate the conversations between all of them. Then we have this detect section where we can have the bot detect if the contact is becoming aggressive for whatever reason. If they say, you know what, I don't F off or stop talking to me, it can detect that and stop responding. It can back off. Same thing with goodbyes. If it detects the person is saying goodbye, instead of that awkward bot thing where it's going to say, okay, goodbye to you too, have a good day. And they're like, okay. And then it's like, yep, have a good day. This avoids that so that it'll stop responding until they send another message and then it'll re-engage them. Okay.
Hey, Bryce, I've got a couple of questions that are coming
Yeah.
through. So some people are asking me if they have niche down and they've built their bot. So you just said that you've got 4 bots, they can plug into 20 sub accounts. So if they've built a superbot for a certain niche, let's just call it real estate, for example, and they're selling into real estate, can they then just clone it? So they have to rebuild it for each one. Is that what you just said?
Yeah. Even better, they don't have to clone the bot at all. They can just connect multiple. Like I could connect um, this bot to or this account, and maybe I could connect as many sub accounts as I want to one bot. Yeah, you
Dude.
don't have to rebuild it.
So for those people who love selling, guys, you build it once and then you can deploy it and have this working for all your people. Amazing. Thank you, Bryce.
Yeah, of course. Um, Okay, we also have spam filter. So if it's a spammer, it can detect that and shut the bot off. And if it's likely talking to another AI, so that you're not racking up your bill with 2 AIs talking to each other, we have AI detection built in, and you can have that trigger the bot to shut off too. Then we have this main tab. Now this is like the main foundational knowledge for the bot. It's just a few fields, and we have helpful text here to help you know what you should put in those fields. All of these take high level um, uh, variables too. So you can use contact variables, custom variables, whatever you want in here. Objectives, we went over that a little bit. You can upload documents, and then once you've uploaded them, you can add these to a bot's knowledge. And now we even have follow-ups. So you can add a follow-up cadence. Like if I want to wait 1 day and then follow up if someone hasn't responded, and then after that, maybe 7 days. And turn on smart follow-ups. So if they say, you know what, I'm not ready now, but maybe in a couple months, it would follow up automatically in a couple months.
That's amazing. Does it do cross follow up, Bryce? Like from email, if they say, "Hey, email me," and they're on the chat, and then it knows
We
it
have
knows.
some automatic switching built in on the back end. So if it starts in something like web chat, obviously we can't follow up in a month via web chat. So it would switch over to one of the other channels that it has established. So there's some smart switching in there too. We try to make everything as simple as possible. We try to, we don't want you to have to build out complex workflows. Ideally, we don't want you to have to build out any workflows. Uh, Any other questions in the chat? I do want to give you guys a sneak peek of the V2 as well. So,
I'm
but
gonna stop
I don't
answering
want to
people
jump
and come
over
and
yet.
listen. Like I've been answering a couple of people, but I'm like, "Ching, sorry guys, I'm not answering anymore. I want to hear from Bryce on the V2."
So guys, put it in the main chat because the people are messaging Walt and myself in privately, so we're following behind on that. Another question is the objectives. Not question. I just want to talk about how impressive the objectives one is. Because when Walt, as Walt said at the start of this thing, uh, he tested so many different systems. I remember doing a demo call with someone, and the objective was get them on the trial, get them on the $97 trial. Like that was the objective. We had a person trying to derail the bot. And it just kept going, yeah, okay, cool. But you already said this thing, and it comes back to you're saying it's too expensive, but dude, you just told me your price is 9,997. Why is $97 too cheap? Maybe let's review this again? And I was like, oh my God, it's better than our salespeople.
And that's the kind of thing we're hearing. I've had it I've had it convert people to a demo call and I will review the conversation and I'm like, wow, I would have stopped responding because they seemed uninterested, but the bot just keeps engaging and it thinks about different ways to attack the problem and it ends up gathering the information and books them for a demo call. And humans would have given up because they might have several conversations going on at the same time. This is a good one over here. So they're like, I'm just not going to respond to this other person, but it
Yep.
can book both of them. It's wild.
It
This is
doesn't
booking.
it doesn't get frustrated. It doesn't get derailed. It just I love AI in the fact that it stays on path. So you and I know you're sharing your screen there, mate, and I'll come back to you straight away. But the objectives for me, I building this kind of flow about how a conversation can work, but also the drag and drop ability. So if you're as you do when you build a bot, you don't trust it, right? So you watch it every single conversation for the first few days because you're like, are you doing a good job? Are you doing a good job? And then what we love is that you can change the way that the conversation feels by just dragging and dropping these objectives to earlier or later in the call. So for example, if I've got an objective here about time zone, well, maybe it's more important to get that earlier in the conversation. I can just pick that up, move that over here, and now the bot will focus on that objective earlier in the flow of how it's communicating with a client. So you can literally drag and drop, and I'm not going to save this because this is our live thing. You can drag and drop your objectives so that the system and conversation happens in the right flow. So it's not just about staying on path, it's about the ease of making that conversation feel the way I want it to feel. So, for example, here we have the name, I want to get their name and email, but they've come to my system asking a few questions. So let's be helpful first and then go into ask for their name and email to consider, carrying on that conversation. So that ability to move your objectives easily, let's flow the conversation a little bit better. And then you're going, great. Now it does exactly what I want it to do. And as I said, I'm not saving that. So I'm going somewhere else so that I can get out of that, get out of that objective moving. But again, it's the objectives are one thing, but the ease of setting that up is another, making sure that it works the right way.
I do want to say too, because I saw it in the chat, some people are using this in other languages. It works very well for all Latin-based languages. I know I speak Italian and does great with that. I've seen it used for Spanish, French, German. We have some people in Russian as well, Chinese, and I mean, Portuguese, big Portuguese community. So it does really well in other languages. Even with the follow-up, it's going to do a very good job. Yeah.
Randall's
Let
just asked in the
me,
chat, amigo, he's just asked
yeah,
me about having a template. So I know when we started, so my literal first never seen CloseBot ever before in my entire life. As soon as I logged in, there was a template. And I started with that template, kind of got an understanding of it, and then I can copy that template and move things around. I can edit it, so I can clone it. So when people start, they get there's a couple of templates they can kick off with, right?
yeah. When they go to add a bot, you'll add a bot from a template. You have to start from a template. And if none of these apply to you, just pick one. It gives you kind of an idea of how it
Yep.
works, and then you can modify it.
We started
Yes,
with the real
exactly.
estate one because we were thinking appointments and sales and that kind of stuff. So we literally our very first bot template was the real estate template from that list, and then we just switched out the names and started saying, okay, how does it work? And then we could change the objectives, build our own, and get to it being more specific. So that's a great starting point. Linus is
Yes.
asking about voice in the system.
We do not do voice. We are very, very focused on text-based AI right now. And it's not because we can't do voice. It's because, in our opinion, it's not ready. It's going to be easy for us to plug it in when it is ready. Really, the infrastructure we're building is the hard part. Using
Mm.
voice is not going to be the hard part for us. For V2, it's something we're looking at. When it's ready, it's likely something that we will add. Very good question. Yeah,
Cool.
and again, this is something you can white label, so you can change the logo on this, set up sub accounts in here if you want them to be able to come in and build their own bots under your branded domain. Okay, should I get into V2 a little bit?
Yes,
Yes,
man,
please.
absolutely. Let's go. So everybody who's got a
Okay,
paid account on V1 will have access to V2, yeah?
right, right. No extra charge, paid account. Um, Locks in your pricing, which has gone up several times in the past couple of years. So those early people, they're paying less forever. That does not change. So lock in your pricing if you want a paid account. If this excites you, if you want to be part of the V2, especially, you can get the account now because the pricing is going to go up. Okay, so here is a little look at V2. I'm starting with what we call the sources page. We would come in here in settings and we can add a new source. Right now here we have 4 different options. We'll have our native website chat. We have lead connector, GoHighLevel sub account, and then a GoHighLevel agency.
Wait,
Most of you are probably,
pause.
yeah, go for it.
Wait, your own native embeddable website chat.
Right. Yes.
Beep, 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 beep. Right up until now, you've needed to have your clients on GoHighLevel for this to work. Now, V2, you can sell to a client who's already got their well-established website and has no idea and no interest in moving to GoHighLevel, and you can now embed this on their site.
Yeah,
Ding! Amazing. Great job, man.
exactly. Many of you are probably white labeling high level. So you know how important it is to have a lead connector option. This GoHighLevel sub account option and the lead connector option are really the same thing. It's just if you've white labeled GoHighLevel and you want to tell them go to lead connector so they don't know you're using high level, they can use this. You can use the GoHighLevel sub account to plug it in. The one I'm most excited about is the GoHighLevel agency source connection. Imagine you have 200 gyms you're supporting. When you connect to that agency via the GoHighLevel agency integration, what it's going to do is add your default bot to all 200 accounts, and all new accounts that get added, the bot will automatically be connected. So you don't have to do any additional setup when you're adding new sub accounts to that agency. So from here, you would just select one. You would click connect, and another pop-up popped up. I'd have to share my whole desktop. There we go. You can see the pop-up. And I've
Nice.
already added this one, so we may get some undesired behavior. It looks like it worked fine. It pops up here, gives you some details about that. Here's where the undesired behavior will probably happen. And then the next, and this isn't released yet, so we have some things happening, but then you'd be able to add contacts, add users to that sub account too. Right now, we don't have any ability in our V1 for you to add additional seats, additional users. So this will allow you to connect additional users to these sub accounts. You can come in here and set up your AI providers. Right now, OpenAI, Anthropic will probably add Gemini, DeepSeek, and some other ones, Llama, uh, give you multiple options. And then we come back over here. The biggest change is going to be how we build bots. Right now we have the objectives, and you drag and drop the objectives around. Objectives are going to look a little bit different in this version. Let me go to a different one. Or let me go to just a fresh one. Here you see I'm connecting this new bot to an account. I can say I want it to be on for all contacts that don't have the tag do not disturb, DND. This version has no workflows. So you set up a bot and you tell it which one was it? This one.
So you don't
You
need to
tell
build the
it
workflows in GoHighLevel.
no more
It is its own
workflows.
workflow. Like it literally says if this contact is tagged like this, it's the trigger is in GoHighLevel automatically firing off the conversation.
Yeah, high level automatically sends us the
Amazing.
conversation. This is how you filter to decide what in what scenarios the bot's going to be on or off.
Fantastic.
And then in here, when you're building your objectives, we have a different style drag and drop builder.
Mm.
Now, this is going to allow us to build a lot different actions. Right now, we just have statements, which is giving information, and objectives, which is receiving information. This will allow us to have other actions like going to get property data from a different source and pulling it into the conversation. We will have
Wow.
a property data action or a webhook action or really whatever you can think of. But the most important one is going to be a splitter. And this isn't ready to be shown yet, but this will allow you to go in here and set up different criteria where you want to branch off to different objectives based on information it collected. So
Wow.
maybe you're talking to a business owner and you have an objective to determine how soon they want to implement your strategy. And if it's 6 months or less, you want to go down one path. 6 months or more, a different path, and collect
Amazing.
different information based on what it collected there. This would allow you to do that. So that whole four bot system you guys are using, you would likely only need one bot with this version of
Perfect.
CloseBot, and it'll be able
Yeah.
to handle all these scenarios for you.
Just some clarity on that, Bryce. The four bots is White Label Suite, CloseBot, Synflow, and GHL.
Yeah, so we build multiple CloseBot bots to handle, which you're right, Bryce. Like this will 100% eliminate the need for inside of our workflows. When we build it out, we have a sales bot, a follow up bot, a customer service bot, and a payment recovery bot. That's like we build that all of that in CloseBot. And you're right, we would only need one to handle that because you'd have that split. If they've got a tag, do this. If they don't have it, go down this path. But yeah, so Johan adding that in, our four bot system means leads plus you guys to communicate with the leads. We also plug in a voice piece, and we use GHL to
Got
bind
it.
everything together. So those are the four. But you're absolutely right. Like one single CloseBot using this system will be able to
Will
handle
be
all
so powerful.
communication. Yeah, for sure.
One other thing that's a little bit different that I'm really excited about is if you think about real life, the life we live, if you have a receptionist, you have a standard operating procedure for that job. So there are tasks you want done in that job. That is the objectives. But depending on who you plug into that job, which person, you'll have different outcomes. You may have a receptionist that's fun and bubbly, and they will perform better than a receptionist that's cynical and concise. We will allow you to build certain personas, different personas that connect to bots. So in V1, we have a bot, and that is it. V2 is going to have bots, which is the job, tied to personas, which is the character of how it's going to respond. So I can build a new persona, give it a name. Maybe this one's Jason, and Jason is funny and helpful. And then I can build out the character of Jason. How long Jason usually takes to respond? Does he make more typos than Susie? Does he break up his messages? I can put in some clarifying information of how I want Jason to respond. And then we'll be able to split test to see how Susie and how Jason perform on the same job
Wow.
and say, okay, well, Jason's performing better. Maybe let's make a new persona a little bit like Jason, but let's change a couple things and split test that. So you can optimize your persona to match your job.
Amazing.
I am so excited by this because targeting all the different niches and everything we need different personalities. It we've so in White Label Suite we've got a hyper personalization through through what we do, but then through this it's the next level of hyper personalization because when you identify the niche that you're talking to and you know everything about them, then you can use the personas to convert more. Anyway, I know I'm
I love
getting
it.
way too deep, but I'm just so excited.
It's always like makes the
It's
cogs
huge.
just turn is so good.
It's
So incredible.
huge. Of course, data is going to be extremely important to us. We don't have anything in our dashboard built out yet, but we'll focus on all things conversion. So you'll be able to see different bots for different sources and how often they convert and which personas they're using, at what stage people usually drop off in your objectives, to really give you a full picture of what you need to do with your bot. So we see this as the top of offer. Now, no longer will high level be the top of offer. This will be the top of offer because for sources, right now we only have, these options, but we're adding HubSpot, we're adding Salesforce, we're adding Service Titan, Follow Up Boss. Gone are the days where you have to convince someone to switch out of their existing CRM to use your AI offering.
Wow.
This will solve it no matter what.
So guys, if you are not on V1 yet, I know I've seen so much love for you in the chat box, man. So many people just loving what you do, and um, it's so incredible to see the growth that you've got. And just even that comment there, service boss, right? Like how many thousands of tradespeople are on that platform, and you'll be able to bring that in as a service that you can offer them. So guys, if you really want to make sure that you get in on the system, I would 100% make sure you've got your account signed up and done. whitelabelsuite.com/closebot will lock you in. And again, Bryce, any paid V1 account gets V2
Yep, simple as
when it
that.
comes out. Yeah, and
Even
this
though
is
they
something
are
that you
two
can.
platforms, that one subscription gets you access to both.
Wow. So, guys, I'd have a look at that. And Kevin's just asked V2 coming out end of this first quarter, right? So you're on a 90-day countdown. I think you're about down to 70, something like that. Like it's coming real soon.
Yeah, you had mentioned a little bit. We just did a friends and family raise where we raised over $500,000 for this project to expedite things, and we're working on a totally different speed now. We're changing tens of thousands of lines of code every week and just really getting stuff done. Right now, you'll see that this is something we call, let me share my screen again. This is something we call a wireframe. So we're focused purely, kind of like how we were on V1, focused purely on the quality, the flow of things. We have people coming in later and we're going to clean up the way this looks, but we're more focused on just the quality, how it functions, how reliable it is. That is our mantra, quality first.
Other than quality, there is no end to that sentence. It's going to be my favorite quote from Bryce Dor of all time. When I asked you something, and you started with, "Well, other than quality," I was like, "No,
And you're like, stop.
there is no other than quality. That's the paramount." I love it. Super good. So good. So
Yes,
good.
pricing was a question. Let me go into pricing. I'll share my screen again. So if you pay monthly, here's our pricing. As an agency owner, to be able to build unlimited bots, white label everything, you need this super user account. If you pay annually, it drops it down to $249 a month. That's paid annually, so times 12. These other accounts allow you to build one bot, three bots, So standard is the 3 bots. Here's the monthly on those. And you see the different features, different restrictions here. So go check it out. This information is also just on our homepage as well. So CloseBot.ai or CloseBot.com, click on pricing on the top and you can see this information.
Bryce, I just had somebody ask me about a coupon. Laura set us up a coupon WLS 100. Do you know if that's still live and up and running? So that's on some of the higher plans. Um, there
Yes,
was
let
a,
me,
let me just make sure that that's still live so that we can offer a special deal to everyone.
yeah, absolutely. Let me just make sure
Sorry, on the spot
while
question.
everyone's here live on the call.
While,
Yeah,
while
right.
Bryce,
There's no pressure at all. Everybody just talk amongst yourselves. We're just trying to save you guys some money.
I want to give
Let me see.
ACAT.
WLS 100. Yes,
Yes,
that is still
perfect.
live. It is
So
$100 off one-time payment.
yeah, so amazing. Thank you, dude, and thanks,
I
Laura, as
must say
well.
too, if you buy annually, there is let me verify before there's a 3-week trial. Let me verify that it's 3 weeks. Yeah, 21-day trial if you pay annually. So if you sign up to be a super user, meaning you'd be charged $249 times 12. Before we bill you, we wait 21 days. You get all the features, full access to that super user account, 21 days to set things up and decide whether or not it's going to work for you. You can cancel at any time during that, and you won't be billed. No harm, no foul.
You know what's guys, as company founders, and what I've experienced in my life is that anytime you're talking to somebody who's built a $1 billion company and they've done, they've hit all those big notes and that kind of stuff, and they're on an interview somewhere, and they'll say to you, "Wow, congrats! And how did you do it?" 100% of the time, they'll say, "Oh, it was the team. It was the team. It's having this incredible team has allowed me to do this." And we have Bryce and us, we have separate companies, and GHL is a separate company, and all of these they're separate companies. But you're adding that functionality to your team, right? That's the key. Is that you by working with White Label Suite, by working with GHL, and working with CloseBot, you get Bryce and his people on your tech team to build out your business. You get the millions of dollars that are being invested in these technologies, and something that you can stand on and deliver out to your clients. Your team exponentially increases. So when we're looking at the investment on CloseBot or White Label Suite or GoHighLevel or any of these systems, it really is an investment, because you're investing in the team that sits behind that technology, so that you can also then have that as part of your suite moving out. So I love this slide, dude. This is super cool.
I love it
Is,
too.
is that Walt's screen or Bryce's screen?
That's Bryce's
This
screen.
is mine.
I love it. So
Yeah.
good.
That's
Screenshotting it.
cool. Cool, man. Hey,
Very, very
guys,
cool.
the amount of love, Bryce, that you're getting, I've never actually seen this much love in the chat. I
I
don't know
don't
if
even
you
have the chat open. Oh
did.
no.
Taking screenshots, Bryce, because you need to see this. You need to see the love that people are giving you here. I've never seen a presentation with so much love in the comments. It's insane. Guys, there's people messaging. Who did I miss? Um,
Price
Eden.
point.
Eden
Price
said,
point.
"Okay, you go."
Real quick, Jared said, what's the price point people are offering? I would offer it, I mean, just to cover your base price, offer it for at least $400 a month to start.
Hmm. Yep.
I mean,
Considering
cover it with one
replacing,
person.
absolutely.
People are charging up to $2,000 a month for a fully done for you. Probably more. I'm not sure. It varies.
Yep, for sure. Um, so even what you showed us with the standalone but chat, web chat, right? Installing that on anybody's website, you could easily charge $100 just for that, and that actually gets them so many results so quickly.
Yeah, right
When
away.
we did this for a jeweler and installed it literally, I don't know, Walt did in like 15 minutes. And then the jeweler called up on Monday. We did this on a Friday, and he called up. He's like, "Dude, I sold a $7,500 ring thanks to your chatbot, and just wanted to say thank you." And I'm like, "Hey, Walt, did you know that this thing already has paid off?" He's like, "Wow, amazing." So just one small little thing can make a massive difference to the business. Please don't undervalue just because you guys get access to technology cheaper. Don't undervalue the value that it adds to the
That's
business.
true.
And you guys have such amazing tools where you can see what applications these business owners are using. So with that, you can see whether or not they likely have a web chat. And if they don't, that is low-hanging fruit, my friends.
Walt's already probably built a thing going, "Hey, these guys don't have a chatbot on their website. Sell them that."
That's a great addition to our web tech. That's a huge idea. I love that.
Um, So Eden in the chat said, "Hey, I love selling." I think it was Eden. Eden said, "I love selling, but I don't like building." The beautiful thing about this community, both our communities, right? We have two types of people. We have people who are amazing at building, and the other side is people who love to sell. They love to come on these calls, understand the technology, and then go sell it. But then they can get the people in the community to build it. So guys, look inside here. I can see Mika and Sarah, they've been certified by our 4-bot training system. If you guys want people to build that out, please reach out to them. We know that they know what they're doing. So, but there's amazing people in the community. If you love selling, focus on selling and let the people who love building build, because they're here. They're gonna know it way more than you will. You don't, it's not a chore for you to learn it for the sellers. Like for me, learning the technology is like, "Oh, I gotta learn this thing." Whereas Walt's like, "Hey, God, this. I'm like, "Cool, just tell me what it does and I'll go sell it." So when you have a complementary person who you can have building or selling, whichever one you are, you will find them in this community.
Absolutely.
Cool, man. My speech is done.
You guys will notice too, once you log into CloseBot, if you go into the sidebar under resources, you'll notice White Label Suite is there as the only integration partner that we have in our sidebar. So if that tells you anything about the relationship we have, um, I trust these guys. And you guys do too, obviously. You're in their group. But yeah, we
Thanks,
are
man.
married together.
Awesome. All right. Any last questions, guys? Because we have 3 minutes until we have to go.
So while that 3 minutes, while you guys are typing, ask your questions. And I always say, Bryce, the chance to ask the people who are behind the scenes is very rare. So guys, ask the questions. Bryce legit is a genius. And to have access to him right now is incredible. So ask a question. The smartest questions win. It's like you ask the right questions, you get the right answers. Bryce, while those questions are being formulated, I saw a shout out in your channel the other day. You're hitting records every day, but the number of
Oh,
qualified
yeah.
booked appointments per day, what's your highest tally at the moment?
It's over 1,300 in a day now. 1,300 booked appointments in a day.
In
It's
a
24-hour
single
period in
day.
a single day,
Over
which is,
over 1,000. There was like one every 16 seconds or something like that, wasn't it?
no, that's about one a minute for 24 hours.
One every single minute, guys.
For
So
24 hours.
and again, if you want to
7,000
know,
last week.
7,000 appointments booked by this system in a week. Again, putting the right people in your team, it's important to choose the right people. And when you can have the credentials like that, you've got the right people.
And I'm so data driven. We share our data all the time. I don't see I don't see everyone else sharing that data, and I'm not sure why, but I love our data. I'm proud of it. I'm going to share it.
It's awesome. Please keep doing it. And I said to you on one of your posts, you build in public. So your YouTubes and your daily updates, you tell people what are we doing and what's going on. Please keep that up, man. I know sometimes it's a struggle, but you turn your camera on and shoot 2 minutes of vid, and we all know where we're up to with our people. It's so great, man. Amazing. So guys, White Label Suite, we do what we do. We enable entrepreneurs to have a business that they can sell using the lead generation tool. Partnering that up with CloseBot is an absolute no-brainer for you to be able to take that and give to your clients, not just a system that does a job, but a system that then takes that job and moves their golden nuggets forward in their sales process. These two systems together are hand in glove. They work so well. Leads plus conversational AI, and soon to be V2, where you can embed that on any client site. Wow. Again, match made in heaven. Bryce, we love you. We love Laura and the team and what you guys are doing over there. You look after your people and your clients, and we will proudly stand behind you, man. Thank you so much for jumping in and sharing with us what's going on. I hope you guys can see the brilliance of the way that this program's been created, and not taking anything away from GoHighLevel's own chat system. Right? They're racing to catch up, whereas Bryce is already sprints ahead. We love GoHighLevel. We just know that the team behind CloseBot are pushing that further forward every single day. And we love what that does for our clients and for the ability to go out there and sell this into the marketplace. And put it this way, go leads, go conversational AI. You've got a natural upsell to GoHighLevel anyway. Hey, so if you've got a CRM, you can add that on for a couple $100 a month into your subscription. They add together so beautifully well. You end up with that mad scientist thing where the blue test tube and the red test tube makes everything go. We love it. Super cool. Hey guys, thank you so much. Give some love out for Bryce. Again, the link, we got asked, what's the cutoff for V1, Bryce, in terms of having your paid account in time? It's pretty soon, isn't it? End of Jan?
Yeah, we are due for another price increase probably in the next 4 weeks. It won't be end of January, but we'll do 2 more price increases before the end of March. I'll say that.
So those who act quickest will be cheapest, and those who are locked in get V2. Guys, can't be any clearer than that. Get it done. Get it done. Hey guys, thank you so much, Bryce. Thank you. You're amazing. Guys, head over and grab your account. As you mentioned, that annual plan, you've got 3 weeks then to go and make your first sale out to a client. Go and show them it working. There's plenty of demos that you can do that with, and install it on your own site. Give them a demo, show them how it works, put leads into the system, go and actually get paid before your subscription's due. It's a great model. Love that. You're amazing, dude. Thank you so much. Your team's incredible. Your clients and your people love you. So do we. Thank you so much for jumping in. And for all of our people, thank you for joining us. From Johan and I, it's the greatest honor and privilege of our lives to be able to serve this community. And our goal is to help you guys as entrepreneurs get out there, get bigger, get better, grow your businesses so you can make more impact. Thank you, everyone. We love you guys. Let's get to work. See you guys. Appreciate you.
Bye, guys.